So what do you consider to be the biggest challenges facing your profession today? And how do you address them in your current work?
Yeah, sure. So one of the biggest challenges we face every day, of course, is educating the user of our surveys. What I mean by that is, typically, even like someone like yourself, when you get a survey done,
Mm,
you may not be fully across why and what they are for, and also may not be fully across how much resources are actually spent on doing these surveys. And so what I find every day is that people may not understand, or why does the survey cost this much, for example, because typically when they come and they go, oh, we need a survey done, and then when it gets put to them, this is what it costs.
mm,
They will go, oh, why is this like so much more than what I expected?
yeah,
But this is also because for them a survey is just an administrative thing. But however, as I explained in the process of just a title re-establishment survey, that there is
yeah,
a lot of effort that goes into it.
mm,
And also, surveys like a title re-establishment survey, you need a licensed surveyor to sign off on the plan.
yeah,
And everyone's wages are pretty high now.
mm,
So, these are things that we have to constantly educate. But I would say it's a challenge that I'm embracing. That's
mm,
one of the reasons I do a lot of networking like yourself, and
mm,
I also I'm here today in your podcast is to educate. Like uh, a survey has always been compulsory at some point in any development process,
true.
and so it's a matter of making sure that yes, you're paying this sum of money that you didn't expect to pay, but making sure this money is well spent and doesn't
Mm,
cost you more money down the track, for example.
mm,
So
okay.
yeah,
So do you see technology or AI with advances in the way things are getting, um, these days, with satellite calculation and so on, do you see like that type of profession would be sort of be
um,
redundant in the next 10 years and so on?
sure. Now
Mm,
this is a very interesting one because as we talked about just now, back then, um, people were using chains, for example, and then very quickly, there was the invention of total stations where the laser can hit distances a few hundred meters away, even
yeah.
sometimes kilometers away.
Mm,
And then nowadays, what we're finding, we have a lot of drones now. So drones that are survey grade, meaning you can fly a drone now and capture photos,
mm,
and then software can stitch the photos together to create a model of a
mm,
site, for
yeah.
example.
Mm,
And then there's also 3D laser scanners where you just put it idle and it will scan in a few minutes, and it creates once again a 3D model of something that it sees.
mm,
Now we also have that. Okay, the challenge though is the ability to put this data that is captured to use.
wow.
So to understand the accuracies as well. So for example, when you use a drone, and the model that you get from the drone, you can really only expect it to be at best maybe 100 to 150 mil um,
Okay.
accurate.
Wow.
Okay,
Mm,
um, and then also understanding, for example, if you use a drone and you get the levels on the ground, if the grass is high, it can't work a miracle and shoot through the grass. It will only hit
mm.
the grass, so it wouldn't know the true ground level.
The ground level,
And if the
yeah.
grass is like 1 meter high,
Mm,
you're potentially missing that 1 meter depth from the grass to the ground that
mm,
can be critical
yeah.
in calculating volume, for example, of earthworks
Mm,
that is required. So it's just
wow.
the understanding how to use this data
Mm,